that Robert Mueller has been asking the White House and White House personnel to preserve all documents, text messages, emails, notes relating to that now infamous 2016 meeting between Donald Trump Jr. and others and the Russian attorney with the promise of dirt on Hillary Clinton from the Russian government. Michael, is this request from Mueller, is it pro forma or does it indicate something more to you?
I think it probably is a pushback in that he's heard, he's not immune from the news or anything else. He's heard that Trump would like to limit the investigation. He's basically saying, I'm going to dig a little bit, and I'm going to do what any good prosecutor would do, and he knows what any good prosecutor knows, and that is that you follow the money. And so this is a way to get to that. And so while the request itself is sort of pro forma, that is, the meeting is out there, I think the extension and the expansion he did on the explanation of what he was looking for might be in response to some of the pushback he's gotten about whether or not he's properly expanding it. I think clearly he's got the authority to do that. He can look at anything he wants to look at. And that's what's interesting here. I mean, even in your prior question about conflicts and all, part of the thing that you look at as a prosecutor and they look at you about is, do you have a financial conflict of interest in a case that you're prosecuting? I mean, I've been through that. Everybody who's worked with the Department of Justice has had to do that. It's interesting here that Trump has held on to these tax records, held on to these business records, that Little Don has held on to his stuff, and basically we don't know what their conflicts are out there. So I think Mueller's going in the right direction, and his explanation probably just confirms that he knows he needs to follow the money trail.
Well, of this news on the 2016 meeting, Richard, and that the White House staff is now being asked to preserve all documents, what does this mean for the White House and this White House staff?
Well, it means that they have explicit requests not to destroy documents. Presumably, the White House counsel long ago would have issued the same order. This is ordinary in any kind of investigation, that counsel for an organization will send around a preservation letter. This is a belt and suspenders, lest anybody have any question about it. There should be no destruction of documents. And quite clearly, this is an amazing lead for the prosecution, and they're going to follow up on it, no matter how much Trump thunders about conflicts. He's a master of projection, I have to say. All of the conflicts that the president have, and he has the audacity to claim that Mueller has a conflict of interest in investigating him. I heard that he thought it was a problem that Mueller was interviewed for the FBI position just before he was appointed special counsel. Well, that's just one more indication of how highly Mueller is regarded, that he would be considered for that position, and then the next thing, Rod Rosenstein appoints him as special counsel. Look, Mueller has been seething ever since his attorney general recused himself, and he finds himself in a position of having an independent counsel, a special counsel appointed, rather than dealing with his own appointment of Sessions as attorney general. But all of the people who have been appointed by either Trump or people appointed by Trump.
Or one of Trump's own appointees. Right. Well, let's see where this news takes us here today as we get